Hi, my name is Adriel William, and today's video is for all the foreign trained dentists, medical and dental students who are planning to take Casper test. And my videos are usually for foreign trained dentists who are migrating to US, who are applying to dental schools. And this video specifically is for preparing Casper examination, Casper test, which I took in 2019. And one of the things I'll tell you is that recently, more and more schools are asking students to take this test. Back when I was applying, only Indiana and UCLA required you to take Casper exam. But now more and more universities, including Colorado, is asking you to take it. And in future, this is my prediction that you will see more schools will require you to take this. And I'll tell you the reason why this is happening, how you can prepare better for Casper. And I'll also share with you my own experience back when I was giving Casper, what my experience was, and what things you can do to perform better in this exam. Before I go ahead with that, I would kindly request you if you could hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, because it means a lot to me. I don't get any financial gain from directly making any videos, but your encouragement is actually a source of, I would say, a lot of positive energy for me to make similar videos, and more people like you can watch these videos. So thank you for that. Now, coming back to Casper, is that Casper examination or Casper test is a test based on your cognitive abilities. So dental schools, when they have to see whether you can speak English or write English or hear English, they ask you to give TOEFL exam. When they want to see if you can do fine with dental knowledge, they make you do INBD board exam. When they have to see if you can do clinical skills, if you have dental clinical skills, they make you do bench exam. And now, one of the things they want to see is that you have a cognitive ability to make good ethical decision, to resolve conflict, to show empathy, to communicate well in teams, and have a good EQ. These things, if they want to measure, they make you do Casper test. And by EQ, it stands for emotional quotient. I usually tell people is that dental schools are not looking for the next Albert Einstein. They are not looking for people with very high IQ. They are looking for people with high EQ who can work in a team collaboration, who can manage conflicts, who can get the job done in the most efficient manner without creating disturbance amongst their peers. So that's one of the things that the schools are looking for, somebody who can work in a team collaboration and who knows how to resolve conflicts. So I'll tell you one thing regarding Casper. When I was giving the exam back in 2019, the way Casper works is kind of similar to TOEFL. You will be in your room, you make sure there's nothing around you which is a disturbance, your internet connection should be good. They will give you ethical scenarios or conflict-based scenarios. And when I train people for Casper, it's very much overlapping like an MMI interview. They will give you a scenario where somebody stole something or somebody is in a conflict. For example, there was one scenario where there's a person, John, a friend of yours or a colleague at work, whose brother is going through divorce, and he's really stressed because his brother is going through divorce, but he doesn't want to take a day off from work and go and meet his brother. And they will ask you, what advice will you give him or give this person? And one of the things I'll tell you in Casper that they are looking for or what they want to examine you for is your ability to resolve a complex situation or a conflict. And one of the first things that I would encourage you to write down right now is that always collect more information. Whenever they give you a conflict situation, whether it's a dental school interview, whether it's a MMI, always mention that I will look at both sides of the coins. I would like to collect more data. That's one of the things that they want to see. The second thing that you want to point out is that you always show empathy. in US, one of the biggest things they want to see, if that somebody comes to you in trouble, a patient comes to you, a student comes to you in trouble, a colleague comes to you in trouble, you have to show empathy. If John's brother is going through divorce and comes to me, or if I get to hear about it, my first response would be that I know this is not an easy situation for you, brother, or for you. This would be a very difficult situation that your family is going through, and I can understand that you're going through pain. Let me know if I could help you in any way. So these sentences shows that you have empathy. Next thing that they want to see is that if you're going to provide any kind of conflict resolution solution, if you're going to give any solution, you want to gather information and you want to give options. For example, John's brother is in a difficult situation. John wants to go and meet him, but John can't take days off from his work, otherwise he will get fired, or he's in a difficult situation. What advice will you give him? They will ask you this. And usually they will give you one question and then in the one scenario, and right after that, they will flip the situation. They will, for example, they will say, what advice will you give? So my advice to John would be that I know, first of all, you're going through a difficult situation and your brother is going through that, and I'm sorry for that. But I would highly encourage to go and talk to the manager or to the concerning authority regarding your family issues or regarding the situation, so they can provide you some kind of relief. They can help you or assist you in this situation. That would be my advice. So the next question they will say, John, because most people will say, hey, John, if you're going through this difficult situation, take a day off and I'll cover for you. But the next question, they will say that John could not take a day off because he's already on probation or he's already going through difficult time in his work. And if he takes a day off, he will be fired from work. Will your advice will remain the same or will it change? So they will flip the situation on you and say, if your advice is still going to be the same or are you going to change? So for me, my advice will still remain the same, that I know that you're going through a difficult situation and I personally want to help you. But one of the first things I'll suggest is go and talk to the manager, because one of the key things they are looking in the Casper is for your professionalism. They don't want somebody who wants to act heroic and fix everything. They want to see somebody who can communicate, who can show empathy, who is a critical thinker, and who has professionalism. So in all the situations they will give you a situation where you're a college student and one of your friend is angry because a professor didn't give her a good score. They can give you a situation like that. And one of the key things you want to respond in that scenario is that I will advise my friend to email the professor, even though I know and a friend that you're frustrated, but I would advise you to communicate and email the professor in a very professional manner. That will be my advice. The other thing they will want to see in the scenarios is that when you answer, do you depict teamwork? Do you show collaboration? They will give you a scenario that they will group of 5 people and one of them is not doing their work. What will you do? Most people in this situation would answer is that I will go and talk to that person and I will ask them, why are you not doing your work? My answer is that even before you go and talk to that person, you talk to your team. You talk to the rest of your group of 3 people and ask them, hey, this person is not doing their work. Would you want me to go and talk to him, or you would want to talk to him yourself? So key thing is, whenever they will give you a situation, I repeat, always gather more information. Never be judgmental. Always know there are 2 sides to a coin. Second is show empathy. Always show empathy. And if you're going to give any solution, always have options. Depict teamwork and have good communication in your scenarios. You want to present professionalism. These are some of the key things that you want to mention throughout your scenarios. They can give you a scenario where you saw a colleague taking out something from the cupboard and going home or leaving for home. Next day, how would you encounter or correspond or talk to this person? You don't want to be judgmental. You want to talk to that person in a very gentle way that I saw you taking out something and leaving the room. If you don't mind me asking regarding this, can you explain why were you taking that thing and going home with it? That person might mention that the manager gave it to me or that was my own property. So these kind of situations they will give you, and actually these kind of questions can be asked to you in your MMI. They can be asked to you in ethical scenarios as well. One other key thing I'll tell you, in a lot of MMIs, in a lot of ethical scenarios, dental school interviews, in a lot of Casper exam too, they can ask you is your core value regarding leadership. So they can ask you about what's your belief about leadership. And usually I suggest people is to talk about servant leadership, and the concept of servant leadership goes back to Jesus Christ. It's more about practicing before you preach. That's something Martin Luther King followed and Mahatma Gandhi followed as well, that you influence people through your practices. If you want to be a leader, you need to serve the people. So you start from the bottom up, and that's a concept that very much resonates with the Western society. So whenever you talk about any leadership, you can talk about these kind of core values. And I would encourage you to go read on Google about different types of leadership. Maybe you'll find a better answer and you can use that. Coming back to Casper, they will give you a scenario, and most of the time they will flip the scenario. So always remember, do not take a side, do not be judgmental right away. Second thing I will encourage you is that be efficient with your time, because they're going to give you a scenario just like TOEFL and then give you 1 minute to think and then 2 minutes to write down your answer. And what they do is ask you to write down the first 2 answers, and then in the third one, they will say, rather than writing, now record your answer, look in the camera and record your answer. So they are looking for your writing skill, they are looking at your grammatical errors, they are looking at your speed as well, how good you are with time management, and then they are also looking at your speaking ability. So it's kind of like a comprehensive exam. And sometimes people would say, oh, I got third quartile, or my result was not so good, and still they got accepted. So don't get worried if you didn't score very good. It's not like a mathematical exam. It's an exam which just judges a little bit about your personality, because in all honesty, nobody can actually know what kind of a person you are. It just gives an estimate to the schools of your personality type. So these are some of the things that you can look into, and I will share a list of ethical scenarios in the description. I made videos regarding this, regarding conflict resolution. Watch that. That will also help you. And if you feel like you want more preparation, you want to do in-depth training regarding this, you want to do some mock session, you can reach out to me. I do train candidates regarding Casper exam, regarding interview prep. If that's something you require, you can reach out to me. And hopefully, even beside that, if you have any questions, you can write in the comment box. You can reach out to me on Instagram. You can text me, and hopefully, I'll get back to you with the answers if I can. And I hope this video helped you. I would highly encourage you to kindly do like the video. It usually takes me about 6 hours to make one video, and it's a lot of effort, but I enjoy this, and I actually enjoy it much more when I get a feedback from somebody like you. So I hope this video helps you, and hopefully I'll see you in a more meaningful video. Thank you.